Hi, welcome to my video, Reading with Miss Langston. If you're watching this video, you probably are a parent of a student in my class, and I want to thank you so much for supporting your child by reading with them at home. This video is going to show you more strategies you can be doing, as well as give you a better understanding of what your child does in class. I'm going to show you two different types of books your child might bring home. One might be a book that they've never seen before, and another one will be a book that they've worked on and read at my table. Let's start with the one that they've never seen before. I'm going to show you what I would do in my class and how you can also be doing those tools at home. But before I start, I want to be clear that not all of these tools and ideas are my own ideas. Some came from books, others came from videos, and others came from other mentor teachers and so on. So I just want to first thank all those people that helped me become a better teacher. Now back to the book. This is a book that your child might bring home and they might have never seen before. That means they have not read it yet. And a lot of these paper books are going to be books that they've never seen before, but there might also be books that look, they might look like this, and they might have also never seen it before. But these paper ones, I can pretty much guarantee that they've never seen it. So, first, before we even start the book, I would have the students start with sight words. You can tell what the sight words are just by flipping through the book. Is for my, what's going to be on every page. Is for my, is for my, is for my. So is for and my, we can say that are the sight words for this book. Also, if you have the sight words list that was in the Go Home folder, that's another way to tell what the sight words are, and I'll also be sending home more lists, as well as looking at your child's flashcards. Those are all sight words as well. So, in this book, it's safe to say that is, for, and my are going to be our sight words because it's on every page. But I would not tell the student this. So, before we start this book, let's look at our sight words. Our sight words are going to be what's that word? Is. What's this word? For. My. Great job. Let's find those words in our rings. And they would pull out all of them. Let's just look at is for today. But if this was a child, I would have them do all of them. So is, for. And then they would have my as well. Is. Awesome. Let's highlight the word is. You can just get a marker or highlighter. Is. For. If it's not already highlighted, like we haven't done it at school, feel free to do it at home. That's a-okay. For. And if it is already highlighted and you don't have a marker available, you can always do this too. Just trace it with your finger. For. Is. Then I would have the student write it at least 3 times. In class, I use a whiteboard because they're really excited about the markers and whiteboards. But at home, you can just use paper, and that's fine. But in class, I would have them write it on a whiteboard, and I would have them write it at least 3 times. And then for, and then my. All right, now let's look at this book. Before we look at this book, and before we read this book, I would tell them that there's going to be some words in here we might not know. We know is, for, and my. Well, we might not know some other words. So let's get ready to sound out words. And I would say the letter as I put them down. D. Does anyone know what that says? They most likely would not know this, so we would teach them. This, it does not say I-er, it just says er. D, er, t. And I'd have them read it. D, er, t. Great. Let's do another one. G, r, a, s. G, r, a, s. Grass. How about another one? What does this say? They probably won't know, so you have to teach them that this just says A. It doesn't say ah, I. It just says A. P, A, N, T, P, A, N, T. Awesome. Let's do one more before we start reading. You should get this one. M, A, D. M, A, D. Mud. Awesome. Now we're ready to start. But before we read, let's look at the pictures. Clean is not for me. Do you like to be clean? And I would ask them about if they like to get dirty and whatever. Then let's look at the pictures and see how this little girl likes to get dirty. Oh, what is she standing in? And with these black and white books, you really might have to help them with the pictures because it's kind of hard to tell, like, oh, her shoes are the ones really dirty. So, watch as I direct them. And I'd say, oh, what are her feet in? Mud. Oh, look at that. That's really dirty. Those are shoes. Oh, what is this on her hot dog? Probably ketchup, right? Where is it going? You can see it's on her face. You think it's going to get on her shirt? Did you know what this is? It's called an oil can. It helps us fix our bikes when our bikes are broken. Where do you think it's going on her body? Like on her, is it on her hands or on her shirt? Oh, grass. If she fell, where do you think the grass would go? Oh yeah, all over her. Probably on her pants. Paint. And so on, you would keep going. Then I would say, now we're ready to read. We've looked at the pictures, we know our sight words, and we know how to sound out our words that we don't know. Clean is not for me. Clean is not for me. And now whenever your child's reading, it's really important to have them track print or one-to-one correspondence. And what that simply means is just they point to each word as they read it. And so in class, to help them do this, we have fun little fingers that we use. Mud is for my shoes. Now at home, I understand you probably don't have these fingers. So what you can do is just get a little stick from outside and have your child, you can say, this is our reading wand, or this is our reading stick. Let's use this to point to our words and help us read. Mud is for my shoes. Great. Ketchup is for my shirt. Oil is for my fingers. And you obviously are going to have to help them with oil and ketchup. But you just help them by saying, oh, let's look at the picture and see if it matches. Another way that you can help your students track print with one-to-one correspondence, I use these in class. And these are just little circles. And I would say, now, count how many words are on this page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Great. Let's get 5 circles. Each word gets a circle. Only one per word. Then I'd have them read it. Grass is for my pants. Now, obviously, you probably don't have these circles at home either. So what you can do is just make dots on pieces of paper. And you can put the dot below or above, either one. So you can do it there or here. And each word gets one dot. So, grass is for my pants. And you would do this on every page. And once you got to the end of the book, you might want to ask your child questions like, what was this book about? It was about a little girl that got dirty. When she painted, where did the paint go? On her hat. Whenever she played football, where did the grass get? On her pants. And you want to ask them questions like that. After you read, it's also a good idea to maybe write a sentence about the book. And you can say, let's write how we like to get dirty. Let's make a connection to this book. You just say, I like mud pies. And so you get dirty when you make mud pies. So let's write, I like mud pies. And the student would be writing these sentences. Mud pies. And once the student writes that, they can either write a sentence about the book. Another thing you can do is you can write sentences using your sight words. So you could write, let's write a sentence using the word for. And I would write cookies are for me, because I love cookies, and I'm going to put an exclamation point because I'm excited. Cookies are for me. And then you could have them circle the word for and me, because that's a sight word. If are is in their sight word list already, you can have them circle the word are. So cookies are for me. Wow, great job. It's always a good idea to write a sentence about the book after you read, but you can also write sentences using these sight words, or you can just use the flashcards and write sentences that way too if you're not reading a book. So this is how you could read a book that they have not seen in class together. Now if it is a book that they've seen in class, it might look like this. And they have read this book 2 to 3 times if it's been taken home. So that means that they really should know all the words in this book, but it's still a good idea to read with them. And I tell them that these are their books that they get to read to Mom, Dad, Aunt, Uncle, Grandma. They get to read it to them. So your child will bring this home and they don't have to look through all the pictures or anything because they've already done that with me at my table. So they would just go ahead and start reading, and the biggest thing to watch them do is just to make sure they track print. So you could have them use the talking reading stick or reading wand if you want, or they can simply just use their finger. A whale lives in the sea. A dolphin lives in the sea. Now if they mess up on the words like whale and dolphin, that's okay. What you can do to remind them is just say, what picture is this? Whale. Oh, a whale lives in the sea. Good. A dolphin lives in the sea. And just make sure they're really matching the pictures and the words. Now, if they are having a hard time with their word lives, when they still bring it home, what you could do is do the sound out cards and just say, let's sound out together. L, I, V. You can't hear the E. Live. No sounds. Lives. And you can just have them really sound it out and focus on that one word. A whale lives in the sea. They would go through and read this book with you. And then again, what you could do is say, what other animal do you like that lives in the sea? And maybe they just want to write, a fish lives in the sea. So you can say, okay, let's write, a fish lives in the sea. A, f, I, sh. You might have to teach them that SH makes the sh sound. A fish lives. They might need to use the book to write lives. Lives in the. And they might need to use the book to write sea. Sea. Let's circle our sight words. In the A. Wow. Again, you can write a sentence based on the book, or you can just write a sentence based on a sight word. And so you could say the word in. What's a sentence that we want to write with the word in? And they can come up with it on their own. I would just write right now, I live in Houston. Let's count. How many words is that? I live in Houston. 4 words. I live in Houston. So, just really getting them reading and writing all the time is going to be excellent for them. So that is how you can read a book, whether it's one they've seen at school or one that they've never seen before. And that's how you can be supporting your child. Again, thank you so much for reading with your kids, and together we really can help them grow. So thank you again.